What's up, MPC users? Oracular Music back again with another video. In today's video, we're going to take a look at creating expansion packs, custom kits, and with previews. So you can take your samples, sample packs, anything it is that you are looking to create a custom kit out of, and get that built as an expansion and get it into your MPC for using it in standalone. Let's get into it. So there are a few different methods you could use to build an expansion pack. Today we're going to go over my preferred method. You will need your MPC and a computer. For now we're going to start in the MPC with a new project, and then we're going to create a new program, and we're going to assign the samples that we want to use in our expansion into that program. We got a snare. A kick drum, and our hi-hat. So we'll just use those for now. You could fill up all 8 banks worth of samples for your expansion pack, depending on what you wanted to set up there. So our next step is we will record a little sequence to use as our preview for our expansion pack. So here's a quick 2-bar loop for now. So that'll work for now. So that is going to be our preview for our expansion. It is important to note you will have to name your program and your sequence the exact same name that you wish to name your expansion. So we're going to go with Oracular Expansion for the sequence and the same for the program. Okay, so I believe it is case sensitive as well, so any caps or anything like that, you want it all to be the same. So we have our preview and we have our program built for our expansion. So the next step is we are going to bounce that loop we made for the preview to its own sample. Okay, so we are also going to drag that bounced sample into the program with our samples as well. So samples and our loop. Right. So then the next step, we're going step by step here. We're going to go to save, and we want to save the drum program to an external drive that we can plug out of our MPC and plug into our computer. So I'm using my SD card, and I'm going to make a new folder called Oracular Expansion, which will also be the name of my expansion. So I saved the program there, and then we're going to go to save again, and we're going to save the sequence. And we're going to put it right on the same drive. We will have to drag that file into the folder once we get to the computer, but we will get to that step. Save. So now we have everything we need to create the expansion. We have the samples on the pads in the program. We have the wave file of the preview loop, and we also have the sequence saved. So now we're going to jump over to the computer. So let's take a look at that. So I now have my SD card taken out of my MPC and put onto my computer, or your external drive, whatever it is that you're using. So here we have our folder that we dumped all of our files into on the MPC and had set up there, Oracular Expansion. So what we find in there are the wave files of the samples we put in the program, and the program file itself, the XBM, the sequence we saved, SXQ file is what it turns out to be. That is the format. And then we have the sequence sample there, the preview. That is the loop that we made. So we got everything in the folder there ready to go. And then what we're going to want to do is look at the expansion builder. So you would have had the option to install that with your with installing the MPC software. I believe you could still install it after the fact, of course, but you will need that. So we'll open that up. Okay. So we're just going to follow what it says here. You have your spot for your image, for your photo for the expansion. I'm going to drag my logo there. If you bought a sample pack or something like that and you wanted to use the artwork, you could certainly do that. It does like square images. I use 1080 by 1080. Seems to work out for me. And then we'll go to the identifier. You'll see it says personal.myname.mykitname. So we will follow that format. Oracular.youtube.expansion or whatever. The expansion title is important. That's what we've been naming everything all along for up to this point. So Oracular expansion, manufacturer name, not that important, but we'll do Oracular. You won't see any of this info anyway. Version 1.0, and then right at the bottom where we choose the directory, so that's going to be our folder that we made on the MPC. And we'll drag that right in. And we'll click Do It. So it's going to give us a window for somewhere to save the exported expansion. I'm just going to save it in my documents. And we'll name it Oracular expansion. So that's it for that part. Now we're going to jump over to the software and we'll get it exported onto our drives. Now with the software open, we just want to drag the exported expansion from the expansion builder. I had mine in the documents. We want to drag that right onto the software itself and click import. For our next step, we'll want to go up to Tools and then Expansion Manager. And we're going to come down here to Export. And we're going to make sure our drive that we're putting back into our MPC is selected, the one that we want to export the new expansion onto. It is important, in case you didn't know, that you needed to have a folder on the drive called expansions. That is how the MPC reads expansions. So we'll scroll down. It's in alphabetical order. We're looking for Oracular expansion. And here we are. And export. So we've exported successfully. And then from there, we're going to want to jump over to our drive. We know that it went into expansions. Let's go alphabetical here. Oracular expansion. So this next step is very important to get your preview. What you're going to want to do is create a new folder. And it's going to be bracket previews bracket. Now it is those square type brackets. I don't know the proper name for them, but not the round brackets. Here, I'll zoom in there. Like that. And the file that we want to put in that folder is the bounced out sample of the preview, the sequence that we bounced out there. So it would be this one here. Okay. That's in there. And one more final step is we want it to be Oracular expansion, or the name of your expansion, .xpm. xpm.wave. Okay, so it's got to be done just so. It does seem winded. It seems like a lot of steps, but once you get it done a few times, it becomes second nature. So now I think we have everything all set up there. It's on our drive. Yeah, we're going to pop that drive back into our MPC and check out our new expansion. Let's jump into Browse and Expansions. And sure enough, There it is, oracular expansion. And for the preview. So that's really all there is to it, guys. Again, it does seem like a few steps to achieve it, but once you get it down, it is worth it. If there's any questions that you have about the process or any part in particular, drop it in the comments and I will reach out and respond to that. Stay tuned for some more videos in the near future. Please like and subscribe, and thanks for watching. Peace.